Hello everyone, it's Yogi here. I hope you're well. So, Wednesday, where's time gone? And we are reaching the end of September. Could you believe? So Wednesday today is Kim Jacobs Day, nice and cozy. And I hope you're armed with a piece of design from from Kim Jacobs, and to join me today. And so this is SAL of my choice today. So I've been working on this one, and to be honest, reworking. Okay, if you're regular, you know what happened here. So this is the second restart of the piece. It's by Kim, of course, and this piece is called, let me show you the mock-up. It's called the Valentine Nook, and it's a mini version. So you may go, well, this is it's not Valentine yet. This is only September. But for me, this is a piece that works for any season, any month, any day of the year. And just look at the woman cozy room here with two little cats at the front of the settee on the left there. And this is just a beautiful piece, and I'm really happy that I gave it another 2 goes and to find the right method and fabric count that works for me. So let me just show you what's happening here. So the last session, I think I did a little bit of homework before the last session. So this is the stitches from the last session last week, plus a little bit more. You know, I didn't want to come to you and go, well, I'm restarting again and show you another empty piece of fabric. So I cheated a little bit. I did a little bit of a groundwork. So this is what I am today. And let me show you the stats. So let me show you the piece. Yes, I am starting from the center. This is the center start for me. And it just starting somewhere that's got really colorful red and blue there, and there's a lovely cushion I'm working my way to. So in terms of stats here, okay, 1%, not too bad, not too bad. This is a mini, and it's got 89 colors here if you look at the panel on the bottom left there. And of course, the sprint from the last session is still running. You know, I am going to delete this because I always misread the stitch count at the end. So I'm going to remove this, and trusting this is the sprint, not the calendar. Okay, do not delete anything under the calendar. It would delete all the marked stitches. This is how Saga works. So delete sprint. Okay, everyone, I am doing it right? Here we go. Right, and I'm going to create a new one for today. So so it will capture all the stitches I've done today. And let me move back to the screen here. So you're looking at the current progress in terms of method. I am doing the windmill method. Okay, we got the name from the last session, and I think it's named by who came up with the name? I forgot. I'm so sorry. Yes, if it's you, raise your hand. If you remember the lady's name, please let me know. We need to jot everything down on a dictionary. We need to compile a dictionary of all the terminology and the names we came up so we can keep track of it. So this is a windmill method. Basically, it's done by a few of you before, and I was inspired to try. So I think Ebony, and also I think there's another lady. I'm so terrible with names. If it's you, you know who you are, raise your hand, okay? Basically, you start from the center somewhere. It doesn't have to be the center, I'm guessing. But the center would make sense because this parking method is basically stitching outwardly from all directions. You can park above and below and to the side. And I presume you can part diagonally as well. So maybe the direct above and the sides are the first choices. And then if not, part to the side, and that's what I'm doing. And I'll talk a little bit more in terms of how I'm doing it at this moment. But I just want to spend a couple moments, okay, to say hello to everybody. And let's see, who have I got here with me today? So the first to report to the chat, we always highlight the model student here is our Sarah, the captain, the leader of our alien club here. So Sarah, welcome. And then we've got Steve, welcome. And Serena is also here as well. Hello. And we've also got Heather. Heather says, happy Wednesday indeed. Happy every day. And Kimberly is also here. Hello. And Chloe C is joining us as well. And Zelaring Akio, is that correct? Says hi all, welcome to the chat. And Leslie, hello. And Michelle Brown, howdy everyone, she says, and busy mom as well. I hope you're not at work today, or are you at home? Thank you for joining me. And Suzanne is also here, says hello everyone. And Wendy, hello 2025, just 1 year old. Happy birthday, Wendy. And happy birthday, yeah. And Sarah VM is also here. And our Susan, my darling, is also here as well. And Jan, yes. Jan is my favorite person at the moment. And she has helped me. You know, yesterday, we the piece from Gecko Rouge, and I, you know, those ones who were here joining me. You probably saw my mock-up on my saga there, looking like Picasso masterpiece. And Jan actually helped me, gave me a few pointers, and now everything's looking perfect. And I will show you next time. You will be stunned. So thank you, Jan. You're a genius. And but you know, Jan is cheating today. She's stitching Amy Stewart, but I won't tell anyone. You know, she's on my good book right now, so I'll let her off this time. Okay, Jan, hush, no words. And Jerome is here as well. Hello, welcome. Salita, hello. And let's have a look. Marsha, waking up in Australia. Hello, welcome. And Betty Lou Taylor as well. And Serena is also cheating today. Oh, you know, I like Serena, so that's okay. I'll let her off. Today, I'm feeling generous. You can cheat, okay? Just don't tell me about it. Well, actually, tell me everything. And Maddie is also here joining me. Hello. And Laura is also here. And Mandy Moran, hello. And Willerin, hello. She says, hello, Yogi and everyone. And Natalia, it's been a little while. Hello. Natalia is joining us with, dare I say, the traveling library. I saw it on the Facebook. Okay. Yes, the Max Colors has dropped, and we'll talk a little bit about that later on. So Natalia, welcome, and Ren as well, working on the quilt. Amazing. And Grace is also here in the chat joining me. Hello everyone. Oh dear, yesterday was quite a night, wasn't it? Or day, wherever you were yesterday. And I'm really happy with the progress, and I'll give you more update for sure. I'm very, very excited. But today is Kim Day. So I'm working on this piece. It's Valentine themed, but just before I'm zooming in a little bit and start stitching, I want to talk about Saga. Okay, so Saga, if you use Saga, and I want to talk about the stitch counts on Saga. If you were here yesterday, you're probably amazed by my stitch count at the end of the evening, weren't you? It was like something like 421. Oh man, I had my suspicion. I just thought, well, I'm looking at that little blob of stitches I made, which was great. But I just thought, well, I can't count. But I wasn't convinced. It was 400 stitches I was looking at. I'm sure many of you probably go, I'm not too sure about that. But the apps don't lie. Hips might lie. Apps don't lie. And app says 471, and I could not find anywhere on the screen, on the chart that was the stitches that were mistakenly marked. And indeed, I confirmed by, the highlight box here. Let me just show you. I'm showing you with this chart. So the highlight box, you can highlight here and just zoom into, frame around anywhere, right? You could do that like that. And this is what I did. I basically drew a little box around the area I finished yesterday. And guess how many stitches I got within the area? Because you can just look into the area within the box, right? So yesterday, you can have a guess. The stitch count within that area that I was actually stitching in came up as 217 or something like that. And I thought, well, that looks a lot more like the actual stitch count, because 400, we're talking about 4 blocks here, is, similar to what I've got here. And just no way yesterday I made that many stitches. I may cheat on many things. I cheat on frogging and, oops, did I just say that? No, I do not. I do reverse stitching, okay? But I do not cheat with stitch count, okay? I do not lie about stitch counts, and I want to be accurate. As it says on the tin, I'm slow, I'm proud. So yesterday, the correct stitch count was actually around just over 200. So the question would be, what is happening to the stitch counts on Saga, and how does the app calculate the stitch count? So Jan is here today, really, really good. Jan, I know. Jan is the Saga PhD. So I have no idea, because on the chart, I genuinely could not find anything that were stitches that were mistakenly marked. I did not see that. And I don't know what the extra 200 stitches came from. Anyone knows? Enlighten me, because I like the stitch count to be accurate. With Pattern Keeper, it's very straightforward. If you unmark certain stitches, the app just takes the numbers off the total. That's it. Simple, right? Plus, minus. But Saga doesn't seem to do that. Maybe there's something I've done. I have no idea. But it has happened, probably more than a couple of times that I was a little bit suspicious about my stitch count. On one hand, I'm really happy that I'm turning into a not so slow yogi, but at the same time, I want things to be accurate. So it's worth investigating. So, we'll have to do a little bit of detective work here. I have no answers at this point. So maybe some of you don't know exactly how Saga track stitch counts. What happens if you mark something by mistakes and undo it? Or if you frog, does it not take off the total of the stitches? We need to know. Okay, so moving forward. So now looking at this piece here. So the windmill method. So the starting point, I did the 4 blocks here. And then I had a slight worry there, because you can probably see there's a vertical tension line happening, and it has never happened to my work before. I never had tension lines here. So I decided, instead of going around doing a just block by block, clean block, I'm going to create dirty blocks. I'm going to probably stitch 1 block at a time, complete the part stitches, and then stitch away from the block, or leave a few stitches out for when I get to the next block, something like that. Just keep the edges slightly fuzzy here, so I don't get this. To be honest, I've done so many different sort of stitching methods. I've never noticed a straight line like this. You can see that, right? It's quite clear. This is not optical illusion. It's actually happening. So I'll try to avoid that. going forward. As you can see here, I'm starting to make it kind of slightly fuzzy there. And I'm still trying to find my way, to be honest, because block by block sounds straightforward, but I'm also stitching upwards as well, which is not something that I'm used to. So I'm going to improvise and get pointers from you as well. Some of you might, be a more experienced with parking upwards in terms of rules, because on the side I'm picking the top left location to park. Going up, I'm picking the bottom. Okay, so it's not consistent with each block, and at some point it will probably create issues, I can imagine. So, but I'm keen to start a little bit of stitching to warm up these little hands. Okay, so what I'm going to do is start from this block. It takes my fancy here, and I'm going to lift all the threads up and doing block by block, keep it fuzzy, and complete the parking part threads here. And I'm using CXC, so it's nice and full with the stitches, and I love the tone as well. It works so well with Kim's design here. And single strand, full cross, no controversy here. And the first one I picked, I think is slightly problematic because I don't know why is it parked on a stitched location already. So I think I'm going to just snip it off. Let's just keep it simple here. So from here, I'm going to pick the one that's at the bottom and stitching upwards. Okay, so let's have a look. And guys, let me know what you're stitching today and what you're drinking for your power drinks. And if you're cheating, I want to know too. I want a full report, okay? Today you have immunity, okay? You can get away with it. Next time, I don't know, all right? But today you're free to stitch other pieces if you so choose. And let me know what you're working on. But if you're stitching on Kim's projects, model student, extra 50 points, okay, for your score. So let me know. And of course, we will be talking about the traveling library, Let me just warm up the hands, okay? 1, 2, 3, I'm going to part down. So normally I would kind of decide which direction I'm going to be parking. So it will kind of determine which stitches I am going to do first. And I think what's happening here is these ones are already done. So I don't want to cheat, okay? I'm going to just pause my counter here for a few moments here because these ones are not up to date on my pattern, and I'm going to just mark these. So these are not part of my 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are not part of my stitch count here, okay? Let's just catch up because I just want to make sure that it's all nice and ready here. I think that one is done as well. Let's have a look. Yes, that one is done. And these two are not. So I want to see what's happening here. I think that's correct. So there are a few stitches, they're already done but not marked. So I'm going to just mark those. So those two are done. That one is also done. And then I'll go back, once I mark these, I'll go back and restart my counter there, no cheating here, no cheating. So these two, this one is not done. So I'm trying to figure out which ones are done here. Yeah, that one. So why is So that one is done, but only one stitch is done. What was I doing last session? I really don't know. It's all very puzzling. And that one as well. And that. Okay, I think I'm up to date now. So here we go. Let me pick that one. Okay, we're good. And I'm going to go back and turn on, restart my sprint here. All right. So, and I just want to have a quick look. Okay, 0, that's good. I just don't want the counter to play up and give me extra 200 stitches. You know, I don't want it. If it's not, they're not my stitches, they're not my stitches. Right, let's have a look. And yes, as I said, Jan is cheating, but I'm gonna let her off today. And let's have a look. Who else? I need to know where everybody's working. And Suzanne, really tempted to start mini catnap, but I'll work on quoting rim. Suzanne is the catnap one that's got like a big sort of really closed up kitten faces sleeping. Is that the one? Oh my goodness. I think I saw someone stitching on that one on our group. That is too delicious. And well done for resisting it. I don't know how you could. And let's have a look. And Susan is working on dimensions. Frederick, literate, no shame. Yes, it's a beautiful piece. Yes, from dimension. Okay, yes, it's not Kim. Okay, I get it. I get it. And I'll keep one eye closed today. You know, just let you all get up, you know, off the hook today. I'm feeling generous. Next time, I don't know. Okay. So. This one is kind of odd. I don't know why this one is coming off. Let me just remove that one, all right? And I'm going to park. So I'm parking outside the block below here. So I'm kind of trying to figure, finding my way here. Find a flow and a convention in terms of where I park. At the moment, it's a little bit, you know, little bit of improv happening there. I'm gonna undo that one because that one came off. Here we go. All right. And Serena says, I'm cheating today as well. Sorry, working on Bonded by Lorraine, by Leonid. Afremo. Once again, I butcher the name. 21 count, 1/1 full cross. I like the full report. And just drank hot chocolate milk. Hot chocolate milk, is that the same as hot chocolate, or is it more milk than chocolate? I need to know these things. And now going for water. No snack for me today. Oh, some, you know, power snack on the side. A little bit of a chocolate would be very good as well. And Maddie says, finally finished the 4 blocks. Just posted them. I'll be lurking for most part of today. Welcome to Lurk, Maddie, and well done. Well done. And Zellery says, I have a Kim Jacob piece. I don't have Kim Jacob piece either. So working on Supersize Max Color Amazing Animal Kingdom by Amy Stewart. Okay, it's Amy's piece, so you're allowed. You're allowed. Thank you for coming clean. You know, honesty is everything. Okay. So next one for me. Let me pick this one here. So this one, I only have, the next spot is diagonally above. So that's what where I'm going to park. So with parking, of course. I think, you know, if you're allergic to parking, wouldn't you love this pattern because it looks beautiful? It's called windmill because of the pattern, you know, the direction you park. And it's quite pretty, isn't it? If you want to try parking, try this one. Yes, it's not the easiest, most straightforward way to park, but it's fun. Here we go. So I'm going to just park it over there. Nice and easy. And I can use the bucket as well with this one. But I am going to turn off the auto direction, because originally I was doing the auto kind of min to max once I finished the park thread. Now I'm not going to do the block by block completion. I'm going to complete the park thread as I go, and I might move to other blocks. So that's my plan. So it's not block completion, okay? I've just decided. I'm improvising, guys. Improvising. And here, which one is this one then? Okay, yes. So this one, I am going to park up because there's no surrounding stitches. So that's what I'm going to do. And Susan is saying no, nobody, no, windmill. Yes, Susan doesn't park. So any kind of parking method, she's gonna just, you know, just go, nah, not for me. Susan, one of these days, I'm gonna get you to park all directions, okay? Not just windmill, it's a helicopter method. It's all directions, not just in a cross shape. I'm gonna get you to just park everywhere until you surrender. Oh, there's one already. I didn't see it. So in that case, I might finish it, finish the thread. Yes, there is one already parked above. I didn't see it. So I am going to just end this right here. And I've got my needle board for my CXC, single strand needle board on my right side. So it's nice and easy. I'm going to keep my needle on this right here and just park it on my docket on my needle board. 961. I love my needle board. Oh, there's already one part there. This one is popular. 961. In that case, I'm going to return it onto my organizer there. I don't want to park more than one needle with the same color. It happens sometimes if you park everywhere. And let's have a look. Oh, Laura. Yes, it was Laura. Laura posted her web on our group there. And yeah, she's working on the mini cat nap today. Yes, it was so cute. It's just big kitten faces just sleeping. Oh, that is so cute. Yes, that's a lovely piece there. So wonderful, wonderful. And Maddie says, trying half stitches. Oh, 10 stitches and parking for the first time. Parking for the first time, Maddie. And 10 stitches. You've done 10 stitches before, or you're trying both at the same time. And Maddie says it doesn't feel natural. Yes, I think particularly 10 stitches, you know, takes a little bit before a bit of what, you know, practice for it to feel kind of intuitive. Because if you are used to 4 stitches it's going to feel like you've only done half the job. And I know exactly how you feel. But if you're trying parking at the same time as well, yeah, brave. But it sounds like fun. Sounds like fun. It's an adventure, isn't it? Trying something new. I love trying something new, as you know. So this one, I am going to, see, I'm not parking consistently because so I need to explain. So because I'm doing kind of all directions, this method, in theory, you should be able to go anywhere, just parking outwards. But the trick will be, where do you park your thread? And you need to kind of have a rule here. So what happens with this block above me? So when I'm parking up, right, in theory, I should be parking the nearest spot, which is here. That's the nearest spot to me from where I am, the block below. But the problem is, this block, everything else is parked on the top left corner, because these park threads on this block, they were coming from this block as well to the left. So when I park to the right, I naturally go to the upper left corner, which is kind of, least controversial location. So this is where the wire might get crossed a little bit. So what do you think, guys? If I have this block, everything's parked about upper left, I should follow the convention, shouldn't I? But then I'm breaking the rules in terms of where I'm parking. Oh, there is another one parked here already. No. So I need to improvise with this one. Let me know how you do it if you've done this method before. Because otherwise, I literally have to do these two blocks together to make sense. And I don't want to do that. I kind of want to go block by block. Right, okay, never mind. I'll just part this one. This stitch happens to be the highest for this color. You see, this is when it gets a little bit tricky. And Rose is in the chat as well, and Jackie as well. Welcome. And Busy Mom says, I'm listening again later, but I'll be stitching Quoting Room by Kim Jacobs. Good girl, good girl. She's doing the SAL with me. And Claudia is here. Welcome. And thank you for joining the chat. And Becky Snook is here as well. Welcome. If I haven't said hello to you just yet, wait for me, okay? I'm slow with reading and very slow. And I don't want to miss anything. And Claudia says, the project is haunted ahead of spooky season. Only rational explanation. Oh, which one are you referring to? I wonder. Did I miss something? Roxy is asking, what fabric count is this? Yes, of course, I forgot to give you the fabric count. This is 20. So this is not Ada. I should know by now, Suzanne. What is it called again? It's not Ada, because the last time I called this Ada, I got corrected. This is, what is it called? Hard something. I can't remember. This is too hard. Fabric, 22 count fabric. Okay, go for it. Oh, so Steve is replying to the mysterious 200 extra stitches I got yesterday. Okay. Steve says, the thing is, Yogi, there's no way you redid 200 stitches yesterday. Something else going on. I agree. Because I had 2 false starts. You were there. You saw it. I did about 3, 4, 5 stitches and frogged them and restarted. And that's like 10 stitches. So I have no idea. And I couldn't find this anywhere on the chart. They have stitches being marked mistakenly. So I really don't know. But you saw it. You saw the app yesterday. It says 471 or something. 421. And I just knew it was no way. So I have no idea what's going on there. And this has happened before. Remember when I was stitching Sweet Shop, I think, similar thing happened. And I cannot explain. Oh shit, I just did something here. I forgot that I haven't got a box around me, okay? So I just marked something. I marked the color. I used the bucket. I was wrong. I should never go near the bucket. Let me fix it. So if I look at my stitch count in a moment, jeez. If I look at my stitch count in a moment, I have completed 138 stitches. No, I haven't. Okay, let me rectify this. Let me correct it. So what happened was I select one of the colors and hit the bucket, which I shouldn't. Okay, do not do that, Yogi. So let's fix this. It was this one, the purpley one. And I think the best way to do it is to remove all of them and then remark the ones I've done. Oh, this is going to be messy. So today's stitch count, use your imagination because it's going to be, it's not going to be anything that reflects my actual stitch count, okay? So here we go. I'm going to unmark these ones. Everything from this symbol, I'm going to unmark it because it's all over. It's all over the entire piece. I just did that. Oh, Yogi, what are you doing? So, okay, so what I'm going to do is remark these ones in the center that I've actually done. That is the quickest way of doing it. So I'm going to remark this one, okay? So this is going to get counted toward my stitch counts there. Oh, I don't know if I've done these ones. No, these ones I haven't done. So one of these days, I'm going to get used to this app. But not yet, okay? Not yet. So Saga developer or developer teams, if you're watching me, okay, have pity on me. Help me with this one. I don't know what's going on. Why is it so messy? Is it me? Yes, okay, partially me. So, okay, I think I managed to correct all the stitches. So, here we go. Yes, Michelle says, I guess 9,000 stitches today. Yeah, I know I won. And Michelle has won as well because she guessed it. That will be my my stitch count today. So, so today's Guess My Stitches will be easy peasy. Quite possibly all of you will get to enjoy the buffet with me, okay? So that one is done. All right. Let me fix it all. That one is done. All the locking and unlocking, my goodness. Yes. Because the reason I don't want to use the highlight box, because technically I could have a 10 by 10 block here, but I'm trying to keep the edges fuzzy as well. So this is when it gets really, really messy. And I would not just blaming the app, okay? It's very tempting, and I want to blame someone else, but it's probably the way I'm trying to stitch. That is not a standard not a known way of stitching, because I'm doing, you know, I'm going block by block, clearing the part threads, and then move on. And then try to keep the edges fuzzy as well. Okay, it's a mixed bag of things. It makes sense to me, but I'm not sure if it makes sense to the app. So that's all I can say. So I need to keep the chart unlocked in order to mark them manually. But if I keep it unlocked, I will have to lock it and unlock it constantly. All right. So this is the situation here. There. Okay, I'm warming up, guys. I'm warming up. The brain is warming up as well. The brain is not fully warmed up yet into the stitching mode. All right. Oh, Natalia says, let me scroll down and I'll try to get back when I can. Natalia says, I've done something similar to windmill, but with bigger sections, 30 by 30. Oh, you mean 300? Oh, 30 by 30 stitches. Do you mean 300 by 300? Like three blocks by three blocks? Yes, I think last time Ebony was here, and I think from her web, she was doing something a bit more similar to that. Rather than block by block, she's doing, I think, 2 blocks, like a tower, and then move out. Yes, I think that's what she was doing. I might eventually move into that, but at the moment I'm just feeling more comfortable clearing kind of 1 block at a time. Maybe at some point, you know, because technically I could do 2, like a tower, but it just seems a bit more free doing block by block at the moment. I could change my mind. Thank you, Natalia. And let's have a look. Let me go back a little bit here. Andrea says, lurking as I'm at work. Yes, lurk quietly. You don't want the bosses to know unless you're the boss. Then lurk away. And Sarah. Oh, Sarah says, I like Kim's embosside, but I'm thinking about starting new Kim's chart. To start, just wanting brighter colors. Oh, I know, because Kim's colors are very subtle. I mean, this is pretty bright for me, but if you look at Quoting Room, yes, it's very, very subtle. It's very, very subtle. Yes, it can be a, you know, a challenge, but it's good fun. It's so beautiful. So let me pick the next color. Let me see if I can scroll back a little bit and catch up. Okay. And Natalia is also working on Sunburn by Kim, made it to 2%. Well done. Yes, lovely. Always good to know when someone's working on Kim's piece. So there are 2 stitches, nice and slow. I'm warming up here, And with this color, there's no, oh, the next one would be way off. So I only want to park to the next block or the block above, wherever that, you know, whatever direction is. If it's beyond 1 block, I end the thread. That's my rule right now. I don't want to park too far down. So if there's no surrounding stitches within a block, I end my thread. Yeah, 304. 304. Already got one on my needle board. 30104. Okay, here we go. And Valentine is stitching on Gather the Harvest, state from Stacy Nash. I'm a simpler stitcher, but learning from you how to tackle full coverage. I have two, but haven't started them. Valentine, go for it, and don't learn from me. You know, learn from me for bad examples. There are many really clever stitchers in the chat and also on the group as well. So. Absolutely learn from them, but you can learn from my mistakes. Okay, I'm very good at that. I'm showing daily examples on how not to stitch. So that's my contribution. Okay, but if you want to learn slow stitching, you're in the right place. Yes, learn from the best. Learn from the best here. Even though today I'm going to hit 9,000. Okay. Oh, see, I didn't lock it, did I? Here we go. The locking and unlocking. And I'm going to go above. This is why I don't want the highlight box there, because I want to keep the edges loose. So occasionally I'll just cross over to stitch the ones on the edge of the boxes, so I don't get the tension line there. I think it's probably because the color is quite light as well, so you can almost see that it's a little bit of a, you know, light reflecting from the fabric. And here I am going to end this color as well, because there's no surrounding stitches for me to park. So I'm going to end it here, and that's good because I'm clearing up the unneeded part threads as well. Which might reduce a little bit of anxiety if you're triggered by pass threads. Oh, bad day for you today. 3A31. You know, not only they're part threads, they're part to all directions. Oh, what a nightmare. What a nightmare for you. Here we go. Ashley Wilkinson is here as well. Hello, hello. Sorry for the belated hello. And oh, Iris is here as well. Iris Stitches says hello to you and Yogi. Everyone in the chat, welcome. And Ren is drinking hot coffee and working on mini quote room. I think I probably read that one. Oh, Heather. Heather's unconventional. Heather's rebelling from stitching. She says, I'm knitting socks for my daughter's birthday. How lovely. Socks are really hard to stitch. I've tried it. I managed to stitch something that looked like socks. And I tried to wear them, and they just became twice the size within like 2 days. I don't know what's happening. Yes, they just gradually become really, really big. And yeah, that was the end of it. And I can't remember what happened to that. But it's good fun though. I remember I was using maybe four or five needles to create the loop. I remember. I haven't knitted for ages. And I do have a crochet blanket still waiting for me. I started probably over a year ago. And normally, prior to doing this type of stitching, if I start knitting something like a blanket, I can finish it within weeks sometimes. But now I just I'm dedicated all my time to stitching, pretty much. Let me have a sip of my, oh yes, I've got some cold coffee here. So good. Cold coffee is the best. Almost as good as hot coffee. And I also have a cup of matcha tea as well, waiting for me. Rose says, now that you unmarked your stitches, you should take a look at the stitch count to see if the counts went down. Very good point, Rose. We can have a look then. So I took off, yeah, because last time I looked, it was 120 something because I mistakenly marked a color throughout the entire project. So we can have a look now. Not that one, this one, okay, and go to stat. Okay, it's back. It's 14. Really? I've only done 14. Seriously, really? I've done a little bit more than 14. Guys, you've been watching here live. I've done a little bit more than 14. So this is a little bit curious in terms of how it kind of calculates stitches. I have no idea. Oh, because I removed, no, these are marked and remarked. I've done more than 14, guys, haven't I? Or maybe that's correct. I have no idea. And Andrea says, I just bought the traveling library Max colors and realized I don't have all the colors. I'll be shopping tonight. Yes, there are quite a few colors. It's like 240 or something like that. I know we need to talk about that pattern, don't we? I know, it's elephant, the pink, burgundy elephant in the room. Right. So, the plan is, Nikki's not here today, is she? So, the plan is, once the design drops, okay, the plan is we will be doing a marathon, me and Nikki. So if you don't know the plan already, we are going to do a marathon relay. And by that, it means that me and Nikki will take turns. And I will it's going to be a Saturday. It's going to be a Amy Stewart day. And I think we're looking at me doing 6 hours. Okay, starting here, maybe somewhere toward the late afternoon or evening of the UK time, running towards around midnight here, and then I'll pass it over to Nikki's channel. And those of you are still awake, I want to go over to Nikki's channel for another 6 hours. I ask you, I know. We do it big, okay? We don't joke around. If we're gonna do marathon, we're gonna do marathon. So this is our plan here. So yeah. So the question will be, I'll need to coordinate with Nikki here. And I think the most likely time is probably next weekend. I think, because I haven't got the fabric. By the way, thank you for the heads up. Okay, I think it was Soja that posted the notification on our Facebook, and so I went over and got the pattern. Okay, so I've already have it. I've already had it in my pattern keeper for now, and I'll you know, import it to Saga when I can. So I've already got it. And if you want to join me, you can head over to Heaven and Earth now. It's a sale day as well. It's fantastic. They drop some new Max Colors patterns, one from Maketi as well, and it's 50% for all patterns. I think all patterns, probably all of them. And so if you want the traveling size, sorry, not traveling size, traveling library today, I don't know how long the sale is going to last, so now it's just as good as any time. Get your version, whether it's regular or Max Colors. And if you can wait, I know some of you probably can't wait, want to start right away, it's up to you, but it's more fun if we start together. Okay, so I need to get my fabric ready. I haven't quite decided what fabric count I'm going to go for. And I'll need to make a decision, get the fabric ready, and we do the marathon. Okay, so if you want to join me and Nikki, now is a good time to get your pattern, and we'll start the design, the project, with a big bang, with a 12-hour marathon. How's that? If you like it, give me a thumbs up. I want to see at least one, okay? I want to see at least one thumbs up. Go for it. So that one, okay, I've already won. Is part from the block above, so I'm gonna move down here. So this one is really curious. That one is already done. This one is also already done. Yes, today's stitch count is gonna be interesting. Okay, yes, we've got at least 3 and 4 thumbs up. Keep going, guys. Yes, I know I've got some ultra stitching athletes in the chat here, so you know we're good to go. And we only asked for at least 1 thumbs up. Now we've got more than one. We've got many. Yay! Good. So Susan, Sarah, VM, Natalia, Michelle, Christian, Steve, Busy Mom, yes, still here, and Rose, Suzanne, and Chloe, and Andrea, Serena. Oh, amazing. All my athletes. Amazing. Yes, that's how we're going to do it. Beautiful, everyone. Sarah, of course. Sarah is our ultra athlete, the captain of Alien Club. Betty Lou Taylor as well. And Betty is the one that ordered the Max Colors for us. So thanks to Betty Lou Taylor. We had to wait for a little bit, but you know, we're patient, and we're so happy. The pattern is finally here. So, absolutely beautiful. I had a look at the actual mock-up with all the stitches. It's breathtaking. Every day, thumbs up as well. And Leslie as well. Suzanne says, I don't have fabric yet. Yes, I think it would be, depends on the count. It's quite large, isn't it? So, and I have to make up my mind on what fabric count. I've been going back and forth with different counts. And so I need to make a decision. Yes, I couldn't, I didn't want to buy the fabric because I just knew that there would be some last minute kind of thoughts I have. And I didn't want to rush into, you know, going one way or the other. But I think once I've seen the pattern, somehow, I would kind of be a bit more clear about what I want to do. So this is the one here I want. And Suzanne says, I've calculated it to 72 by 91 centimeters for 25 counts. Okay, so if you go up, it will be much bigger, I think. And not go up, if you go lower count, I mean. I am stitching down this one. Yes, I think the max colors should be the same as the regular chart. I haven't checked, but normally that's the case, isn't it? Let me have a sip of my tea here. Still nice and hot. It's my favorite tea at the moment, the ginseng matcha green tea. And Jamie has just joined us. Jamie Womack says, hi everyone, I just bought the max color and comparing it to the regular I bought as well. My eyes are not as good as they used to be. Can you who have them and see the difference because I'm not seeing it. So you mean the comparison between the mock-ups? Yeah, I think probably the best thing is to go by feel because max colors is not for everyone. It's more of the challenge itself. I'm sure the regular version will be just as beautiful, for sure. You probably cannot see such big difference. I think you can see a little bit more difference between maybe mini versus regular. Then, you can probably tell a little bit more, or maybe max colors versus regular. But regular versus max colors, maybe just a little bit more vibrant, maybe a little bit more details in some places, but I'm sure it's not that vastly different. It's more of a challenge, isn't it? It's when I look at a pattern, for some reason, it tells me whether I should get regular or max colors. And most of the times, for some reason, I just love a challenge. And most of the times, if there's a max colors available, I would go for max colors if I love the pattern, right? And I should. And every single pattern I've got, I love. So, but if you don't feel that it's necessary, then just go for regular version. Absolutely fine, I think. Michelle Fuller says, okay, I'm afraid of max color. Does it make a big difference in the detail you get? Yeah, but previously, up to this point, the mock-up we saw from Heaven and Earth, it was based on regular colors and it was stunning. So I don't think you need to worry about it. If you're not sure about getting max colors, then don't. Just stick with regular. It'll be perfectly fine. These colors are so pretty. Really love them. Suzanne says, I look at the markup on the website, I don't really see much difference. Yeah. I'm sure they're both beautiful. Jamie says, I'm hoping for more definition. But if you look at the regular color, the regular version is gorgeous. If you're happy with that, then just go for that one. I am. And I think it's more about what stitch count, you know, your fabric count you're stitching on. You'll probably create a different effect. Here we go. Why don't I keep going with this one as well? And go up and clear. So I'm kind of, you know, clearing all the part threads and part them outside the block. It's quite fun to do. I really like it. So this one, this is the one. Here we go. Jan, oh, sorry, I just got Jan's, I'm just rolling back to look at Jan's, let me see if I can find it, because I want to bring it up. We're professionals here. Oh, because I've got, okay, this is my fault. It's my screen. It's got auto rolling to the bottom. That's why I couldn't see anything prior to that. Hang on. Let me find it. It's just a little bit tricky here. Okay, got it. Okay, so this is from Jan. Jan says the only rule I follow with parking at the moment is first park in the area I'm going to next, and I get to the area, I just look where my part threads are. Up, down, sideways, doesn't matter. Okay, but so when you arrive to a block, right, like there's a whole bunch of part threads here, because normally the reason majority of people, at least the sort of most basic parking block by block, so to speak, is to clear the threads from the bottom, because then you don't have to kind of navigate through on the part threads. So that's I think that's what the convention is for. So if you don't follow the same convention with your parking, then at some point you have to kind of start to kind of fight against all the part threads in order to stitch around them. So I think that's just you know, made my life a little bit easier. I'm clumsy enough as it is. And really, sincere apologies if I missed your comments earlier on. If there's anything you want me to kind of reply directly, you can put a question mark on it, so my eyes would go there immediately. Just help me a little bit. Thank you. So this one I'm going to do next. It's a lovely, lovely pink here. Serena says, I have the regular, and I have to say I find it challenging. You have to be careful because the colors are really blending nicely. So max colors is even harder, I think. Yeah, I know, because depends on the pattern. So for instance, the winter reading nook, that's from Amy Stewart as well. I really felt the max colors, it's really benefited by the extra colors, because there's so much details on the fabric, on the textile. But having said that, the little cake shop, for instance, I felt as much. There's some colors, extra colors, that felt almost not redundant. It's almost like, well, do we really need this? So it really depends on how it's charted, and depends on the pattern, really, the design itself. I think some, max colors are quite meaningful for some patterns, but maybe not so much for others. And now I'm going to end my thread here. It's the last stitch around this area. Jan says, I look too. The max colors is more blended in some areas. For this piece, I don't feel it adds anything. And somehow it looked a bit blurry because it's a bit better blended. Yeah, I think ultimately go with your heart, because don't do it just purely for more definition, because some designs doesn't mean just because it's sharper doesn't mean it looks nicer. It's a piece of artwork after all. It's how you like it. So if if you're doubling the number of colors is just too much, it's just not for you, and you don't see the benefits, then yeah, go for regular. Absolutely. And Jamie is excited about the pattern, and she's doing 28 counts, 1/110 CXC. Amazing. So do you think there's going to be enough coverage? Because I did some tests with single strand 10 on 28. It feels a little bit thin. At least with, I think I did it with CXC as well. It just feels like a little bit fluffy, kind of quite light and fluffy. I think for Kim's design, that might go down quite well, but you know, Amy's work is very, very bright and rich. So last one here, I'm going to end this thread. Yes, Susan, you're quite right. There was a post in our Facebook group which showed the difference between sizes for the kitchen piece. But then I think it might vary for different design. It was really good, you know, showcase of the differences between different versions. But I think it's probably also depending on the design. But with the kitchen piece, it was Ciro Marchetti's the old kitchen. I think the one that I think probably worked, I wouldn't say best, but with most definition is clearly the supersize, isn't it? You can't beat having more stitches. I can't remember the supersize was max colors or not, but clearly you can see the faces and you know, expressions of the human figures. But it really depends on you know, whether that's what you're looking for. Maybe blurry face is just as well. You know, it's a different style. Just because it's more high def doesn't mean it's better or more beautiful. I might pop this one over here. Let me grid a little bit more here. I think I'm ready to extend the gridding here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, I can't count. Let me count this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that correct? Let me count. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes. Never quite sure. Well, this one is a little bit darker, actually. I do have another pencil that's a little bit lighter. This one's a little bit lighter. Natalia says both regular and max colors have 12 scans of 310. Serious? 12? Goodness. I would have thought some sort of burgundy colors would be the dominant color. But I think, yeah, there's probably a lot of shades. We'll probably need to get a cone like Nikki. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And Suzanne says, Yogi likes blurry faces. Exactly, Suzanne, that's it. I don't want to see eyes staring back at me. The blurrier, the better. Exactly. It saves me from an anxiety attack. Jamie says, I should do a test for sure. DMC is not good enough. I hope it's because it really want to do one strand for the first time. Yes, one strand. If you don't want to, but you want to do 10 as well, don't you? So because one strand you can do across, but if you want to do 10 one strand, I say 32 because I've seen, if you've seen Nikki's pieces, 32 single strand with CXC is pretty good, pretty good. But we're talking 32 counts. But with 28, I say, you know, if you want to do 10, 2 strand is probably better. Oh, Maria has a question. Maybe the chat can help. Hang on, let me bring on Maria's question. So I have no clue. So the chat, please chime in. Maria's asking, I'm working on the garden chair and is asking for acrylic. Do you think, do you use it or substitute a color for it? I think that's the really light color, isn't it? Is it like 01 or something, guys? Jan says regarding, is it traveling library you're referring to, Jan? Jan says it's a lot of 310, but 5,000 stitches on the regular colors, so I'll keep going with it. If there was more of a difference, I was thinking about restarting. I think, particularly when it comes to like 310 or quite dominant colors with heaven and earth charts. With regular colors, I find it will probably, you probably come up and sort of come across a lot of block stitching. It's a bit less shine about, giving you just blocks and blocks of the same colors. But with max colors, of course, we try to blend in some very similar looking colors, but slightly different. I found that with which piece was that? Little Cake Shop, for instance. The ceiling and the walls, because I did one with quick stitch, and the blending was very different in terms of when it comes to seemingly flat colors. Max colors just blend and blend and blend. With colors, you literally can't tell the difference between them. But, and okay, Serena says B5 200 is what she used in place of Krennic. Is Krennic. So is that a discontinued color that's replaced by something else? So B5 200 is one possibility. And Claudia is also agreeing with that. So B5 200 sounds like a win. And Susan says, no, it's a specialty thread. What color is it, Maria? Is it blending filament? I have no idea if Susan's talking. Susan's talking French now. I have no idea what language she's speaking. I'll let her explain. I thought it was just a color that's no longer available. It's brought up quite frequently. Oh, actually, I'm going to park it to this block, to the next block. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here. Let me take a sip of my tea. Maria says the one she's referring to is cranic. So it's a type of thread rather than colors. It's 032 number 4. It sounds like a code. It's like alien trying to contact another planet, contact home or something. And the alien sending out a code that no one understands to the sky. Maybe someone's going to reply. I don't know. Hello, Ebony. Welcome. Good to see you. See, I'm doing this method, Ebony. How am I doing? So the first time I saw this, I think was Ebony. And then there was another person as well, whose name I can't remember. But you know who you are. Oh, Brienne says cranic. I probably butchered that pronunciation, so don't mind me. It's a specialty metallic thread. Maria, are you stitching some sort of special pieces that requires special thread? It's metallic. Oh, is that what it is? I think I've seen those, like slightly shiny and everything. Oh, Susan has posted something. Let me have a look. Maybe I can bring it up so we can have a look. Hang on, let me refresh. See if we've got it. Oh, I see. Oh, so this is what it is. Hang on. Let me bring it on. So it's very specific. It's not just a color. Hang on, let me just bring it over to the screen for you. And as a pro, I have not set it up, of course. But I can make it happen. Hang on a sec. Where is my browser? Okay. Let me bring it on here. There. So let me zoom in. So this is totally different type of threads we're talking about. So it must be something that the project is calling for. Right. So it's not a color. It's kind of shiny threads that they're different colors. So I presume there's probably no replacement unless you just replace a DMC color that's similar if you don't want to use shiny threads. That's my guess. There you go. Claudia says you should also use RG silk lamb in place of 032. It sounds like a dish. It's some sort of roast lamb dish. Yes, I have no idea. A lot of foreign jargon has arrived has entered the chat. It just shows how knowledgeable our chat is. So there you go. Abney, yes, I'm enjoying it, but the thing is, I'm not stitching in a way that as tidy and disciplined as you. Remember last time we saw your whip there. You were doing, I think, multiple blocks stacked on top of each other, and you're kind of moving the same block toward the right, right? So I'm doing slightly messy version. Maybe I'll change, but I'm doing block by block. So, and the problem is with block by block, I'm kind of moving different direction as well. So I'm not doing like a 10 by 10 to the right or down. I'm doing occasionally like this block here first, and I park up. But when I come to this block, I might park to the right and then up at the same time. So, and this block here, all the part threads are part from the block from the left, if I'm making any sense. So my question so far is the parking convention in terms of the location, because normally I would probably go to the upper left of a block so I can clear the threads from bottom up, or whichever around, you know. And but the thing is, because I'm parking up as well, when I'm parking up, I'm parking the location that's nearest to me from below, which creates a situation that when I get to this block, for instance, above me, everything will be parked from the other way around, if you know what I mean. And it kind of creates a little bit of a conventional issue with the parking location. That's kind of what I'm wondering. So I don't know whether the only solution is to move in a more disciplined kind of way. So, you know, like your piece, you go from left to right rather than, you know, up, down, left, right, everywhere. So that's kind of, as I'm stitching, I'm trying to find out. And would love to hear your input. Rochelle, welcome. Rochelle says, hi everyone and happy stitching. Yes. Claudia says silk lamb comes in quite a few colors. If you're supposed to blend with acrylic with another color. Oh, so sometimes they use the shiny thread and blend with regular threads. Oh, interesting. So Maria says garden chair by Kim Jacobs. But heaven and earth, as far as I'm concerned, they don't use any specialty threads, do they? I'm surprised. So Maria is referring to Kim's piece. That doesn't make sense because heaven and earth, they only use cotton threads. Anyone? And Zalarin says B5200 is a satin, so it has a slight shiny to it, and that's common substitute for Quinic 032. Oh, really? So B5200 is a satin. I didn't know that. I thought it was just different color, but regular cotton thread. I see. So where am I? So I've done this one. Good. Hang on. Let me pick the next color here. Yes. I'll be very surprised if a heaven earth design is calling for shiny threads. And RSAs can be substituted by petty treasure braid. Number 4. Oh, hello. Rainbow Gallery. Oh dear. That's That's a combo of words I have not seen before and shall never see again. No, I'm kidding. I have no idea what that is. So hopefully it makes sense to some of you. I'm parking up. There. And Claudia says, I'm laughing so hard at lamb. It sounds like a lamb dish. Yes. Oh, right. Yes, I butcher words. Claudia says, I have no idea how to say either. We improvise. And Ebony, regarding my this parking method, she says, you can be messy. I'm trying to figure out what method for traveling library. I know. I haven't even decided on the fabric count. So Ebony, are you doing regular or max colors? Remind me. So I've got 2 fabric counts in my mind right now that I've been going back and forth. And I'll probably have to make a decision pretty soon, or I wouldn't be able to have everything ready for next weekend. So not this coming weekend, guys, next week, okay, in about 10 days time-ish. If you can wait, I know it's a test of patience, but then, you know, we've been waiting for Max Colors for a little while. It's just a few more days, you know. You can do it, and then we can start together. And quite a few of you probably have to sort out your fabric as well, just giving everybody in sufficient time to find their fabric. Decision. This one here. Ebony says, if I park in the block upwards, I park the lower stitch. Okay, got that. Then when I work them part threads in, I'll do top to bottom in that block. Yeah, I agree, Ebony. So what would you do? Because there are occasions. So I've been working from these 4 blocks here, right? And then I at one point I decided to go up here, so I do block by block, not 2 blocks at a time, even though I've completed this 4 blocks. I go from the block from the left, so when I come to this block, I part to the right, and then I part above. Okay, so far so good. But the problem is, and then I do the same with this one. Okay, I complete this block, I park above and to the right. So the problem occurs when I start working on this block and try to park to the right. Do I then, it makes sense to follow the convention of all the remaining parts thread, because all of them are parking from the bottom up, if that makes sense. So that's why it gets a little bit, I kind of have to remember whether they're parking from the bottom or to the, from the top, if that makes sense. So that's why, you know, the working order becomes maybe an issue. Oh, Christian says there are some hay charts called for Clinic 0032, really, for shiny threads. Oh, there you go. And do they warn you? Do they tell you that it requires specialty threads? Because I would just buy a bad pattern and not knowing until I find out. I didn't know that. I thought they stick to cotton threads. Interesting. There must be very good reasons for them to do that. Maybe Christmas. But garden chair, why would garden chair piece requires that? Oh, this one doesn't like me. Doesn't let me thread. Let me switch needles. Let me see if I've got enough to do this block. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to end the thread because it's getting really short. Right. I know, Ebony. I'm confused enough already. And when you start throwing jargon at me, I'm just like, you know, poor me, yes. And Betty also says, I have a hate pattern with Clinique. It's more with patterns with snow, frost, etc. Oh, I see. To create that slightly kind of twinkly effects. Ah. $3,860. $3,860. Do I have it? Yes. Serena, night night. Sweet dreams. Roxy says, if you will ever do a fancy lady pattern, you will see the speciality threads a lot. I know, because this involves beads as well, but that's a very different kind of patterns, I think. Yes, I've seen a few fancy lady whips that's done by our members. And for the Christmas project, I think I'm gonna try out a beaded project as well, which I'm very excited with. I've never done one with beads. So Ebony's doing the Max colors. I bought it today and have converted into CX Paradise. Yes, I've converted into Pattern Keeper, Pattern Keeper, but I intend to use Saga, of course. So I'll be doing the conversion very soon. Wonderful. So Alan Stitches says, in the past I've stitched Hate Night Moves by Jim Warren, which has Clinique in the moon. Wow. And Ebony says, I get what you mean about the parking. I'm not too strict with it. I park where it's closest or where I think would be going next. Yes. So I think I'll probably just look at each blog and follow the existing path threads, whichever is part from the bottom or top or whatever. And hopefully when I get to the blog, I can figure out which way is part. So I think that would be, hopefully that will make some sense. because I'm kind of going all directions. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. I'm going to part down, I think. I do that one. And part to the right. 1, 2. That one. Improvising. Kind of just ended up doing a little bit. It's almost like merging into cross-country with parking-ish. It's evolving method. Yes, it's true. Betty Hankins says you can look up the thread needed for the hay charts before you buy, which I never do. I just get the pattern and hope for the best. Sarah VM says maybe the sun is hitting the chair. Something's hitting the chair to have that twinkly thread. Here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we've got this one. Just park up. And Terry Dogs is joining us. She says, I'm working on knitting, on sitting Kim's. Oh, on kitting. Sorry, I misread it. I'm working on kitting Kim Cobblestone Bakery. I hope to start next Wednesday. My CXC floss just came in. I love that piece as well. I do have a mini version, but I have not worked on the mini version because I'm thinking of getting a regular version, because that piece has got so many details in terms of the bread, all the yummy things in a cupboard, in a display cabinet. Which version are you working on? I'd love to know. And I just didn't feel the mini is doing it justice. It's a little bit like the mini cake shop pattern as well. It's got so many small objects that can really be benefited by a regular size, at least. It doesn't have to be a max color, but it's just such a whimsical piece, isn't it? I love that piece as well. Rashad says, I tried parking and it did my head in. Sadly, I love to be able to do it. I know it's not for everyone, is it? It's quite interesting. It's a bit like 10 stitches as well. Some people just go, I cannot do it. I just can't. And I don't know what would, how it works really. I always love to try, but then again, there are methods that other people love, like Royal Rose. It just doesn't do anything for me. It just does nothing for me, unfortunately. But some people love it. Betty says, in the past, I have put a couple of hay charts in layaway taken advantage. Oh, okay, autocorrection. So I've taken advantage of the files needed before. What does that mean? A couple of hay charts in layaway. What is layaway? I think it may be one of those American things that I do not understand. Is it layaway? Okay, is it some sort of payment method? Explain to me. So, Grace Huston says, I started the regular pattern of traveling library. I started in the middle and working Abeney's windmill method. It's really fun. Oh, lovely. That's really nice. Yes, I think windmill method is quite a nice way to start from the center, isn't it? Because it gives you that it's kind of a direction to go. Because from the center in the past, I kind of stuck with kind of try to finish a page because I was trying to find directions and within a page framework and working down. So ultimately I'm working from top to bottom, but this method allows you to maybe truly starting from the center because you can literally go any direction. So yes, it's a lovely and really fun method. I love it. I'm still finding my ways here. But, and talking about going all direction, why don't I move down a few stitches? I've been going sideways so far to the right. Quite fancy going down a little bit. And Terry Dogs says, I bought the regular version. Lovely. Are you starting with me? Terry, are you joining us with a marathon and start with a bang? Yes, it will be a big bang. Now this one. So this one is more conventional. I'm literally just starting. Oh, or should I go from bottom up? I should, shouldn't I? Does it work like that? It's okay. This one I can see. This is what I mean about where to start. Okay, let me pick this one then. That's better. Busy Mom says, I purchased a cobblestone bakery too, and it's regular. Lovely. Yes, I should get the regular version as well because I love to stitch that piece. It's my dream bakery. It's full of so many yummy things. Yes, I've got the mini version and I just don't feel like it's doing it justice. It's a little bit of air stitching. It's a very light color. And Terry says, I love the two dogs in doorway. Are they dogs in a cobblestone piece? Oh, I need to look at the mock-up again. Yes. That sounds lovely. It's like corgis. No, I'm imagining it. I have to look at the pattern again. Yeah, so many patterns. They're kind of hidden cats and dogs, isn't it, Ebony? Just to make us, nervous a little bit. Hidden cats. Ebony was going to do Chira Marchetti's kitchen cupboard. And she's like, she must have loved the pattern. And until it was pointed out, there's a little sleeping little kitten on the pattern, and she literally just gave up on the pattern. Would you believe? Outrageous. Oh, flowers, Betty. I was thinking files? What files? Yes, flowers. Layaway, yes. Lay back and make payments. Oh, so it's like you can break it up to multiple payments. So you bought the flowers with the payment scheme. Oh, because flowers can be quite pricey. So if you can break it up, why not? Yes, the autocorrection is going rogue on everybody's typing. So layaway means lay back and pay. Oh, that's nice. I was wondering why it's named that way. Laura says, I started traveling library in the upper left. I'm so sick of sealing. Yes, Laura, but I've seen your web. You are doing well. Yes, it does take a little bit of mind of steel to get through. Quite a lot of pieces from upper left, particularly with Amy Stewart's pieces, it starts with the ceiling and walls. You get that with Little Cake Shop as well. It's just acres of ceiling and walls. And I think few other kind of library shelf pieces as well from Amy, yes. So, in terms of starting point, you kind of have to make a decision. But yesterday, we were talking about maybe if you can find the locations correctly, you can, do a bit of upper left. If you get bored of it, go to the upper right, and then bottom left and bottom right and to the center as well. Why pick one when you can start from all directions? And of course, it's provided you can find the accurate, spot, the location. You don't want to keep stitching and then meet at the center and it's all offset and turn into a Picasso piece. That wouldn't be good. No, it would turn into my Gecko Rouge 1.0. Time for a cup of tea, maybe a piece of chocolate as well. Why not? And today, I have my go-to, the plain dark chocolate, 74% from Montezuma's. Yes, it's a new pack because I finished the last block. Oh, chocolate time. Outrageous. Yogi's eating chocolate by herself. She should be sharing, shouldn't she? I'm not able to share, but I can show you my chocolate and try not to get the chocolate on my fabric, which is always a challenge. Okay, look. Eee! And I love the pattern of the stars. And the stars got 4 corners, 4 pointy bits rather than 5. I don't know what that means. Yay! and listen to the sound here, okay? I'll let you enjoy the snap, okay? And maybe I should put something on the fabric, but never mind. I'll stitch over it. There. Not too bad. Couple crumbs. Oh, yes. They should pay me for the adverts. Oh, look, chocolate. No, don't do that. Yes. Plain chocolate is my favorite. Just a plain one. Oh, melt in your mouth. Jamie says, I just did swatch with CXC and it doesn't look any better than DMC. Very disappointed now. I can't see 32 counts, so I have to order 25 after all with 2 strands. Yeah, I think, you know, on 28, 1/1 tend. Neither CXC or DMC provide very good coverage. You're absolutely correct. So if you want to do 28, use 2 strands, or, you know, do a full cross with single strand. I'm gonna have a sip of my tea. Yes, Terry, there's going to be another marathon, and this one is even more spectacular than the last one. Last time we did a 10-hour. This time we're doing 12 between me and Nikki. That's the plan. So the dogs are at the Cobblestone Bakery. It's lovely, isn't it? Here we go. And we are doing the next one. This one in the middle here. Beautiful. Oh, Timo, welcome. Yes, this pattern is gorgeous, isn't it? Every day is Valentine's Day. Happening, yes. Maybe you can do some sort of AI scan for every single pattern. Just make sure, you know, it's kitty free and doggy free and, you know, pigeon free. Okay, that's an important one as well. No pigeon. Oh, did I say the P word? I'm so sorry. I'll take that back. No pigeon. Never say pigeon. Okay, Susan? Never use the word pigeon in front of Ebony. Okay, did you say pigeon? No, don't do that. Very naughty, Susan. No pigeon, okay? Nine Natalia, good to see you. Oh, Terry Dog says, I bought Chiro Marchetti's library cat. I'm trying to think about what it looks like. Library cat. Yeah, you can tell Chiro Marchetti's love cats and dogs and animals. And talking about that, oh, I wasn't going to mention it. But as I was buying Amy's pattern, another pattern also just, flew into my basket. Just like that. I'm sure you've all experienced that. It's just that patterns just voluntarily just landed in the basket. And you don't know how that happened. And it happened to me. Now I finally know what it feels like to have these magic items just fly in your basket. You have no control over it. And before you know it, you checked it out. I know. The phenomena is real. Marsha is referring to the topic we're talking about earlier on, the metal thread. And Susan says, wasn't it fun? The Glenn from Gecko Rouge turned up. Yeah, yesterday I was working on Gecko Rouge, if you weren't here. And Glenn, I think he's official, right? He is from Gecko Rouge, I think. And he just popped up and say hello. How nice. Very nice. And we the chat tried to interrogate him, but he ran away. Maybe he will return at some point when he recovers from the trauma. He'll come back and say hello. That was nice. Chloe 99. Chloe says, time for bed. Time for bed for me. I think long day at work tomorrow. My guess is 3, 4, 5. Chloe, you're my favorite. Don't tell others, okay? 3, 4, 5. Happy stitching, everyone. 99, Chloe. And take it easy tomorrow. You can always call in sick and just hang out with us. Did I just say that? I tried to get people in trouble. No. Go to work and enjoy work and come back to us when you're home. Good night, Chloe. Steve, my laugh is gentle and very yogi-like, okay? What do you mean sadism? Terrible. Steve, whatever I say out of love. Grace says, I've been using typewriter method with the windmill method. It keeps things in order for me. So I'm trying to visualize. So basically you do typewriter within what area? So if you do, doesn't matter, let's say a block, you do typewriter one by one, following one symbol at a time, right? And then you park, I presume, that's the windmill. And you park outside the area. So when you go to the following area, the next block, for instance, you clear the part threads and then start filling in the remaining stitches using typewriter method. Is that correct? Yeah, because the question would be, like these ones I've completed, I clear the part threads. I can't remember whether I think I did min to max at one point and then follow the DMC number. So it's a little bit random at one point, just change around. But yeah, I suppose typewriter is another way you can do to fill in the remaining area. So yeah, there's so many different combinations and choices you could do, for sure. Laura says, I ended up buying another Amy Stewart chart called Kitty Kitchen Shelf. I know that one. I can't wait for my threads to come. I know. I would have loved to do that pattern if there weren't so many pairs of eyes. So it's an Amy Stewart piece that's got sort of, I think, fridge. It's kind of just house appliance or something, if I can recall. And I love the color scheme because it looks slightly retro, but I couldn't do it because literally every item of that pattern has a big pair of eyes. It's just one of those things. Either you can do it or you can't. And I can't. Here we go. Let's mark as we go. There are quite a few stitches in this one. I'm trying to think where I should be parking. I want to park to the right, I think. So I'm going to tape my threads that direction. Susan says, show us the other chart that leapt into a basket, Yogi. Susan, you would know this. I'm sure I have seen you actually experience this phenomena, right? The patterns just jump into your basket. I don't know how that happens. And yes, I will show you, because I was too afraid to show you, because if I show it to you somehow, I have to think about when I'm going to do it, and I'm not at that stage. But I'll show you which one it is, because I know at least one person from our group, the Facebook group, is doing it, maybe more. So you might be familiar with this piece. Okay, hang on a sec. Let me show you the markup when I end. Do 2 more stitches here. Hang on. 1, 2. Oh dear. Hang on. 2. Let me just do these 2. And I'll bring up the markup for you. I know. It just... I went to... because normally I keep charts I kind of liked... in the wish list, and I just keep them there until either there's a sale, or if I go back and have a look. You know, I like to kind of digest it a little bit rather than going, hey, I like it, and just buy it. Because sometimes when you go back, you don't like it that much anymore, or the other way. The other way around. Last time when you see it, you kind of go, yeah, I kind of like it. And then you go back and have a look, you go, wow, I really love it. So this is more like the second scenario. The last time, because when I went back to the site, I didn't even remember I put this pattern on the wish list. But when I saw it, I just go, okay, I think this is the time. So I'm going to show you which one I bought alongside the library piece. Okay, let me pop my needle here. So Susan says all the time, yes. I know Suzanne, I know enabling is my middle name and your middle name as well. Everybody is here enabling each other. So here we go. Let me see if I can bring it up. I've got a markup here. See, I've got a markup ready already. I just wanted to have a look from time to time. So the one I've got is from, I'll give you a hint, is Ciro Marchetti piece. Okay, it's one of the Ciro Marchetti piece. Is this one. Da-da! Isn't it gorgeous? I know some of you are working on this piece because I have seen the web. And also this phenomena, Susan. You know, when you go to McDonald's, not that I've been recently, I probably haven't been for many years. You know, sometimes when you check out, when you pay at the till, and they go, "Hey, ma'am, would you like to supersize it?" And yeah. So this is a supersize as well, a max color, Susan. Okay. It's real. This is my first supersize pattern. Yep. I don't know why. It just feels like this is a supersize for me. I've never been drawn to supersize, but I looked at this piece and go, yeah, this is supersize for me. Yep. Supersized fries and Coke and everything else. And Big Macs. There you go. It's beautiful. It's got, I think I love the kitties and dogs, absolutely. But it's the sleepy face of the fox. It just looks like the world is so peaceful. Look at the fox's face. And also look up, upper right. There's a little squirrel. And that's my, little squirrel friend. And there's a whole bunch of them come to visit me every day. So this is a piece, and those magic mushrooms, those red mushrooms. Oh, I just love everything about this piece. And that tree house as well. Yes, this will be my first supersize and also max colors as well. Bring it on. Bring it on. I'm ready. I have no idea when I'm going to stitch it. Yes, Susan, Big Mac. Supersize fries. I went for it. Yes, Sarah likes it. I know, isn't it gorgeous? Susan, this one's called Sleep Time. And as let me bring it up again, let's appreciate it again. As the title suggests, it just looks so peaceful. It looks so peaceful. Look at the sleepy faces of the doggy, a kitty, and a little fox. Have you seen a more peaceful face? Sleeping. I love it. I love it. I don't know when I'm going to start, but I will. I want to stitch this piece. So bad. There you go. It's a magic pattern, just flew into my basket. I have no resistance. I do not fight. I just go, all right, supersize. Yes, please. There you go. Did someone say this? Oh, yes, Busy Mom says, I have a QS of that one. Maybe it was your web. Did you post your web on the group, on the Facebook group? Because I have seen this pattern before when I was browsing Chira Marchetti's work. But then I saw, I'm sure that was yours, your web. And sort of planted kind of seeds in my mind. So when I went back to look at the pattern, for whatever reason, I didn't even remember that I put this pattern on my wish list. And so when I went back today, oh my God, I just fell in love with it all over again. That's it. You know, with my pieces, normally I have cats. I have not had any other animals. Oh, I have 2 reindeers in the reading nook piece, but they're kind of in distance. So this would be the first one that I've got like multiple animals in my piece. It looks lovely. Yes, busy mind must be you. See, so you're enabling me as well. It's not just one way. Let me see. Why don't I just park here? Actually, I'm gonna take it to the left. And the color is just so gorgeous. The night view. And the mushrooms, the magic mushrooms. Susan says, are you going to start at a squirrel corner? Oh, tempting. Very tempting. Yeah, the little squirrel. I love squirrels. I've got squirrels from my garden, from my patio, come to visit me for nuts every day. Let me take a sip of my coffee here. And it's, the weird thing is, you know, I told you this before, I speak to my webs and I speak with patterns a lot of times until I actually see the chart. Sometimes I don't know what fabric count I want to stitch. It's like the traveling library. I'm still trying to make up my mind. And also the pattern will tell me how it wants to be stitched and what size it wants to be. Either it's regular colors or max colors, or it's a mini or whatever. Yeah, I kind of just let that take over rather than trying to intellectually decide how I'm going to do it. And this chart, for whatever reason, it just it screams supersize for me. And I've never been tempted of getting, this is my very first supersize pattern. Even the traveling library, I was pretty sure I'm not going to go supersize. Yeah, so there must be a good reason for that. Salita likes it. Thank you so much. And Grace is talking about the windmill method. I'm using 2 blocks in each direction right now, windmill. But I start the next stitch typewriter and stitch through those 2 blocks, then part the next. So you do block completion, well, area completion, right? So what I'm doing now here is a little bit messier, right? I'm just kind of leaving loose stitches out there and move to different direction and park. But eventually, I should complete them. So for instance, if I have loose stitches here, my plan is not to work on the part threads further down until I finish this block. But I don't necessarily finish these blocks in order. So I'm not doing sort of area completion before I move on to next. Like now I'm working to the bottom and maybe I'm gonna move toward the right, but I'll just expand 10 by 10 block at a time, if that makes sense. At least this is the plan right now. At some point I might abandon it and do something else if it doesn't make sense. But I think my plan is to kind of expand this way. So I do not work on the block next to it until the blocks on the left has already completed, and so on and so forth, the other side as well. Mandy says, did you see the free cat pattern on the Pain-Free Craft page today? No, I haven't. Pain-Free Craft. I've never bought from them. I can have a quick look. I've never visited their website, actually. Pain-Free. Let me find it and see if I can find it before I show it to you. Pain-Free Craft, right? Pain-Free Craft. This is the one from Scotland, right? I'm getting the names kind of mixed up. This is the, so they've got, let's have a look. So the browser here. So they've got, this is Pain-Free Craft website. And where do I find the free pattern? Welcome to Pain-Free Craft. I can't see the free pattern section. Oh, free. Okay. Let's have a look. Oh, these ones. Are these ones you're talking about? So it's got this one. There are two. Okay. All right. Very realistic cat. And oh, this is an owl. So okay. So this is the one you're referring to. Whoops. Are these actually? It looks like a photo, but are these actually stitches? And it's 253 by 147. It's not small. It's not small. And 253 by 147, color 50. Okay, so it's not a tiny project. Very nice. So you can grab it if you like it. Very nice. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, it's nice that occasionally they give out free patterns. And I think Heaven and Earth, they do that as well, but they change, don't they? So they're not there all the time, only for a period of time. I remember getting a Christmas pattern from them maybe a couple of years ago. Never stitched it, but it's nice to have. And I'm going to clear up these ones as well. So today mostly focusing on pass threads. Oh, it's not that one. I didn't see any other ones though, Mandy. Is it not a cat? It's a big cat. It's a wild cat. But that's all I saw there. So there's only one stitch here. I'm going to end it. Oh, it's on our Facebook page. Hang on. This one wouldn't let me thread. Give me a sec, Mandy. Night night, Sarah VM. Sweet dreams. I want another piece of chocolate. All right, let's have a look. And so on our Facebook, let me do a refresh. Did you post the link? Is that what you did, Mandy? When you say Facebook, do you mean our Facebook? I can't see anything. That takes me to a cat. Grace says I have to leave early. So I'm leaving my stitch count now. 235. Happy stitching. And the buffet as well. Grace, amazing. Yes. Hope you enjoy the rest of the day wherever you are and whatever you're doing. I'll see you soon. Oh, Mandy, their Facebook. Okay, so it's a little bit fiddly now. So guys, you can go and check out Pain Free Craft Facebook if you're interested. Make sure my chocolate is not going to go on my fabric. So this one, I could technically take it to the left, actually. Where instead of windmill method, it looks more like a tornado method. It's everywhere. It's a very windy day. It just goes. "Ah." Oh, a tiny bit of chocolate stain there. It's okay, I'll stitch over it. You won't be able to see anything. So in a way, I'm kind of doing cross country, really. So I stitch until the thread runs out. We're incorporating parking as well. It's kind of evolving. And I think if I get to start a new one, I don't know about, it really depends on what fabric count I go for. The library, traveling library, which I haven't completely made up my mind. But in terms of method, Brianne is asking, is Saga only on iOS? Technically, yes, at this point, but there's a link. You can download a version for Android. So the developers, because currently they're not allowed to sell to profit on is it Google Play App Store. They're not able to list it on the store officially, but there is a link that you can take you to. You can download a version for free. 2, 3, 4. Hang on, let me just count it here. So the link, you can find it on our Facebook group. I don't know whether you joined us. So we there's a section on our Facebook group. I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to part there. Hang on. Yes, there's a section on our Facebook group called Featured. So a lot of really useful links are there. And there are a couple of posts there that's got links and all the information and instructions you need to download. And also for file conversion as well, for your PDF. So you can find it there. So at some point, once they're allowed to go back to the Google Play app or the App Store, they're also available on Android as well. But otherwise, currently, the version that you can buy and download is from iOS. That's the version I've got. Here we go. I mean, it's about time they get to go back to normal, because the Android version is free and it's very nice for the developers to do that. But it's not as up to date as the iOS version. It's fully usable. Quite a lot of our viewers here, they happily use the Android version, but the iOS version's got more features. So yes, please. Yes, Brian. So Brianne, so go to the feature section. There's a lot of useful stuff that we saved there, so you can always refer to it. And if not, just send out a post. Someone will help you. That's what we're here for. I think all my patterns have been converted into Saga. Never ever thought it was possible. Maddie says, I've just got a new pattern that I'm going to purchase the stuff for. Which one are you referring to? The traveling library? Right, so from here I'm going to maybe park it down. It's in one stitch down here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Brianne says, can you transfer patterns from Pattern Keeper to Saga? No. So with Saga, you need to convert all the PDFs to Saga compatible format, and most of us use an app called Paradise, Cross Stitch Paradise, and it allows conversion from regular PDFs, from Heaven and Earth, for instance, and you can turn it into a Saga compatible pattern before you were able to import it to Saga. But all the progress, you will have to remark them if it's something that you've already worked on. So you have to mark the stitches yourself. The progress is not transferable. So Maddie's got some Harry Potter pattern there. I think Harry Potter's movies, I don't know how many sequels that's come out, but I really only remember the first one. Well, even the first one, I have vague memories about it. And then I remember after that, I saw one that was a little bit darker, a little bit more scary, but I can't remember very much what the plot was. And then that was it. I don't think I ever saw another one. I think there were a few came out afterwards. I'm pretty much just going cross country. Maybe I can just cross country outwards somehow. Three. Maybe eventually, I don't know. Maybe at some point I will stop parking. Who knows? So if there's a method that you start from center, right? Whatever shape, blocks or whatever, And then you just cross country outwards. So it's probably not a windmill anymore, because windmills are referring to the path threads, right? To a different direction. So if you just kind of just, stitch outwards as if you were just doing the regular mini cross country, we probably need a separate name for that, because it's not really windmill anymore. It's like, I don't know. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna park here. So tempting, really tempting to just keep cross country. Breaking my own rules everywhere. Because I've been going from this block here all the way up and just want to keep going. All right, this one. Susan, deranged windmill. Exactly. Well, actually, without the parking, it's probably less deranged, wouldn't you think? Because this is the deranged part, this crazy parking all direction. That's what scares people. So if you stop parking and really just go all directions, just like a sunshine shining outwards. We need another name, I think. Yes, we need a deranged variation for all methods. Should be allowed. Because now I'm thinking, there's no need to park. Just keep stitching. Right. Betty says, I really like Amy Stewart's Merry Mushroom Cottage. Yes, that's a very popular piece. I know quite a few people doing that one. The magic mushrooms. Claudia says, I call it a meandering stitching in my head. Yeah, it's a little bit. It's just kind of wandering around, wherever you want. Yes, like a drunken person just wandering around, stumbling at the same time. Not that I know what it's like. And it's quite free as well. I can totally imagine that. Just keep going. Yes, Brienne likes that. Meandering stitching. It captures the spirit of what it is. Just any direction, all directions. I like that. And it's a nice way to start from the center that way as well. So it's a true center start. Rather than, as I said, sometimes if I start from the center, I just end up stitching a page, like sticking with a page or something like that. Yeah, I can totally see that happening. Just keep going and go forward. like that. It's quite pretty actually. But you know what we were talking about yesterday with the frame stitching? I'm quite tempted to try something like that as well. You know, kind of just easing from the edges, and then occasionally just travel down to toward the center from the side or top or bottom, and just stitch what you want and just go as far as you want. So sometimes when you have a kind of a corner start and you know, at least for me, I just end up feeling like I'm stuck in a rut because I have to go through a lot of areas maybe I'm not so interested in stitching at that moment in time, but I feel like I have to get through it in order to get to the other parts. But if we can just, you know, go wherever we want, but also have a firm sense of location as well and directions, because when you jump around different corners is risky because you know you don't know whether you're in the right location. But if you can follow the edges, like I think Joyce mentioned, kind of mentioned that yesterday as well, you can just go around like a jigsaw puzzle. You start from the edges. Free range stitching. I like it, Alison. Free range. Yes, I like it as well. I think meandering is really nice as well, but free range it sounds very accessible. I like it. Claudia says, I have zero discipline, so I can't stick with a proper methodology. Same here, Claudia. I normally just dive in with one method, and by the end of the session, I'm stitching something, you know, in a totally different way. Like now, I'm kind of just going, you know, the 4 blocks here, I was so disciplined. I was going 1 block at a time, parking up, sideways, down, you know, beautiful, and then complete the block before I move on to the next one. And now, look at what happened here. So there you go, you and me both. And also, if you take if I take the parking out of equation, it will probably make things simpler because I don't have to worry about where I'm going to park it, right? Or what location, what convention. And it would take one element sort of complication out of the equation. Oh, I'm liking more free range stitching. Yes, I feel like a chicken. Yes, I visualize a chicken. Just go whichever, you know, whatever direction I want. Kelly Quotes Plus is joining us. She says, hi everyone, I was getting a pedicure and I'm late here. It is 3:25 p.m. Pedicure, I ask you. Oh, now Kelly is got a bit of a toes. Yes, we can't see them, but I'm sure they're beautiful. And why don't I do a little bit on the left to capture the spirit of free range stitching? I like it. Yeah, because currently, I have to clear the path threads first. If I remove all the path threads, then I'll be able to just go kind of edge out of the edges, if that makes sense. Whereas now I have to kind of clear the threads away in a certain order. Oh, the more I think about it, the more I like it. Free range. Brianne says, I struggle with background stitches. My current hate is mostly one color stitching in the background. Whoa. It's, yes, when it's very monotone, it's very challenging for the mind. And that's why, you know, a lot of times, a lot of patterns beautiful, but I just know there's no chance I'll be able to get through it because of the, you know, it's got a lot of background like sky or whatever. I think this one's part in the wrong location. So I just have to let those go. But I was just looking at this one I just bought here. Not this one. This one, for instance. I did look around because if I'm doing supersize, that means, you know, even though the blue sky, the dark sky, proportionally it's not huge, but in actual fact, there will be quite a lot of stitches around there. And a lot of green as well. So, you know, there's actually quite a lot of background colors and a lot of sort of green stuff to get through. So and Kelly says, I'm not very disciplined enough to do block by block or diagonal. Yeah, I know. I kind of transition in and out of it. Like now, you know, for a few blocks, I do block by block, but very often, and sometimes I do diagonal, you know, diagonal block by block. But a lot of times I just start kind of evolve into cross country very, very often. I know. And I think it's perfectly okay to change methods because, you know, it doesn't change the outcome. It doesn't change the looks of your stitches. So I'm very tempting just to, let me see, maybe I'll just keep going with this and use up the part threads rather than parking. How's that? Here we go. Improvisation. I'm going to go down. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So it will start to move into free range rather than windmill. And I think this way of stitching, if you're not dealing with pass threads, it doesn't have to be right in the center, right? So I think it would be quite nice to start from the center. But you can practically starting somewhere that's not at the bottom. You can do it, I don't know, can you do it? No, it wouldn't make sense to do it page by page. No, it probably wouldn't. But yeah, just anywhere that you have space to move all directions, you could do this. Oh, now I'm feeling kind of quite free, actually. That's quite nice, because I was quite intrigued by this way of parking, and now I've tried it. Yeah, I'm happy to evolve into no parking. It's probably faster as well. Kelly says, how much longer are you streaming, Yogi? So maybe for another 20 minutes or so. So we started about 8:30 UK time, and normally I kind of stream till around midnight because I don't want Susan to go to bed too early, okay? So I'm trying to keep Susan awake and just checking on Susan. Are you still awake? Oh, Susan is here. No parking. Just checking. Susan is here in the UK with me as well. So if I'm not sleeping, Susan is not sleeping. That's the rule, okay? Because once she slept on me, so I'm just checking, making double sure that it's not going to happen again, okay? Story of my life. Yes, so Susan is wide awake. Good. You know, if I'm not sleeping, Susan is awake. Okay, that's the rule. So probably around another half an hour or so, slightly less. Susan is probably having anxiety attack, just looking at all these threads flowing everywhere like tentacles. Kelly says, okay, just wondering, I'm going to move my laptop to the dining room table. I'm going to put a few more stitches into spooky season. Yeah, join me. I'm here for a little bit. All right then, one thread down. I'm liking it. So this one, it's only got, this one I can't wander too far. It's only got a few stitches. And just two more here. I'm going to end it. You know, some people don't like this with parking in particular. I don't know whether you can see, where you have a pass thread in one corner, but you have the stitch nearby and put the needle either up or down. Yeah, a lot of people hate it. I don't mind it. But a lot of people can't do methods like Gemma stitches because of that, because there's a lot of pass threads nearby, but you have to put your needle through the corner where you have a pass thread. It's interesting that everybody's so different. I don't mind it. That one has got one part already. Oops. That one. Here we go. And then I'm going to end this thread here. There we go, 4, 5, 3. I'm going to just put it back on my needle ball. 4, 5, 3. So if you have parking thread anxiety, it's going to get better, okay? I'm going to remove thread by thread. It's going to take a while, but it will get better as I work on it. So the color palette on this side is a little bit lighter. And I'm feeling really good about the Gecko Rouge piece now. Because today, before the stream, I had probably about half an hour. I put in a few more stitches there. Just feeling excited about it again. So I'm trying to soften this side as well, because all the other sides are nice and fluffy there. I want to do the same for the left as well. Betty says, that's good. Bay you for you, Yogi. I think another auto-correction going rogue. It's like a secret code I have to decode. You know, comments sometimes. But I'm pretty good at guessing what everybody's doing, saying. Oh, happy. I didn't get that one. I tried. Thank you, Betty. And I can keep going. Nice. I'm liking it. I really like 20 counts, actually. it just feels, it feels like the stitches are small enough. You can create pretty high def images. But at the same time, you have a bit more space for each stitch. And sometimes it works better for patterns that's got a really light color palette, I think. It's not always smaller the better when it comes to stitches. Sometimes just nice to have a bit more space for each stitch. I think 20 and 22, they're not that vastly different. It feels very similar, the way you stitch. I'm gonna keep going then. Why not? Oh, but no. But here I have to fight with other part threads, which I don't want to do. Okay, I'm gonna part them for now. 2, 3, 4. And I'll come back to clear it. Tornado method. There we go. The color palette is so gentle. So gentle here. Randy, hello. Randy says, I call them pass threads. Stitch the first leg, but only start the second leg. And I don't have a pass thread too long. Then I'm less likely to panic over too many hanging threads. Let's digest this. So Randy says, I call them pass thread, as in part threads. Stitch the first leg, but only start the second leg. So Randy, you have to explain this. So pass thread, do you mean parts, as in part threads? Oh, right. So rather than parking, you pause the threads for a little bit and then you go back to stitch it. But you do the first leg. I've seen people doing that actually. You mean like, so for instance, if you're pausing here, okay, using your terminology, you do first leg, but then what happened to your thread? So you do first leg here, and then what happened to your thread? Do you bring it up here? Like here? Because the thread has to come out on the surface, doesn't it? So do you park it like this, but you don't leave it for too long, as in, do you come back to work on it for before the end of your session? I have seen people parking like this though, because then I don't know why people do that. I'm trying to come up with a reason. How is that different from just parking your thread? Captain Squirrel! Hello! Australia's waking up. Hello, hello. Randy, is that correct? So you just pull the thread up from before you do the second leg. But how is that different though from just parking? Even though the difference is you come back. Captain Squirrel, let me show you this pattern I bought from the sales today from Maketi. Look at it. Tell me if you like it. Not this one. Captain Squirrel, I want to draw your attention to the upper right of the pattern and tell me what you think. Go. Do you like it? Or do you like it? And when I saw that, I thought about my own squirrels, okay, my squirrel friends, and I thought of you as well. I thought, I've got a Captain Squirrel here, and she stitches squirrels as well, so she will approve. I hope. Yes, Captain. It's so cute, isn't it? The upper right. Yes. No, upper right hand. Did you see that squirrel? Darling, here. Have another look. Can you see this, what's on the tree? You saw that, right? Yes, that's a little squirrel. So cute. Yes, it could be a squirrel start. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. And by the way, this is super size. Super size squirrel, okay? McDonald's size, Big Mac size squirrel. There you go. Randy says, so the square is filled, not confused with just one corner filled. So the difference, because you call them paused rather than part, right? Meaning that it's more temporary. So you leave your thread like this, right? You finish the first leg, but not the second one. So I'm still, so I need you to explain to me, how is that different from just leaving the thread at a corner and come back and stitch it? So I need to understand that. I have seen people parking that way. I thought it was just a choice, you know, instead of just parking with this, pulling the thread through, they do one leg first and then just leave it like that. Oh, I was thinking maybe the reasoning in my mind was maybe it's more secure because it's less likely the thread is gonna fall through the fabric or something. That was my reasoning in my head, but I don't know the actual reasons. So I am going to take it down actually. Randy says, my eye sees a 10 stitch, so I know that square is taken. So when you say that square is taken, oh, I see. So when you do this, so does that mean you have, sometimes if you just part a thread, you don't know there's a part thread? So the square is taken. Yes, because it would look like a 10 stitch, wouldn't it? Huh? So you just do it like that, like a tent, and then come through before doing the second leg. But then you have that pass thread there anyway, or paused. You have it like this, so you should know that that block is not stitched. Right, so from here, I think I'm going to end this thread. It looks like some sort of flower, doesn't it? It's just watercolor flower. Five, 2, 4, 5, 2, 4. There's already one part. 5, 2, 4. Right, look at the time. So I've got a few minutes to go. So time flies. And the last time I checked, I have nearly half an hour left. So now is 4 minutes to midnight in London town here. So that was yeah. So the last couple of stitches were actually my last ones. And let me just show you where I am right now with today's session. That actually looks really pretty, doesn't it? And guys, if your regulars will know, at the end of every session, we play. I just saw Susan's comment. I'll come back to it. We play Guess My Stitches, okay? If you don't know what it is, you get to guess my stitches. As it says on the tin, that's what it is, okay? And if you don't know how many stitches, that's you and me both. I have no idea how many stitches I made today, but I'll give you a quick recap of what's happening today. So today, I kind of tempted to continue with the windmill, okay? And I did a little bit, but not one block at a time like previously, a little bit more disciplined. So basically I part all directions and go to all the direction of my choice, okay? And this would be a good time to bring out my the state-of-the-art Guess My Stitches machine, okay guys? Yes, this is something that I built in my basement there with my power tools, and this is the result you get to enjoy, okay? And so throughout the stream, I kind of transition into 3 different methods as usual. So from the windmill and gradually transition to kind of just, you know, mini cross-country outward with parking. And now I think from the next session upwards, by the end of today's session, I pretty much try to use up all the part threads and just stitch outwards. And according to Susan, it's dead flower, okay? It's a beautiful flower in my eyes, but in Susan's eye, it's dead, okay? So there you go. Yeah, it's quite pretty in my mind. And of course, this side, I'll need to keep extending outwards, okay? And it goes into this abstract beautiful shape here. I quite like it. I quite like it. I think we have a slightly variation of windmill being developed in front of our eyes. And guys, if you're lurking, okay, if you're lurking, this would be a good time to come forward and just offer a number. That's all you have to do. You don't have to say hello or goodbye. Just, you know, throw a number at me and let's see if it sticks. Okay, here we go. So there are a couple of people that left slightly early or already left their numbers, which I have no recollection what they are. No one remembers. So let's start fresh here. So Susan, the first to offer the stitch numbers, 225. Okay, and Andrea, 321. Betty, 333, and Roxy, 222, Rochelle, 295, and Aris stitches 346, very nice, and Claudia, 215, Otimo, 235, Tracy, hello, 237, Brienne, 245, Jamie, 213, Sandy, 395, yeah. Oh, Sarah, 848, just like me, Sarah, the show of the alien captain of Alien Club, therefore, 848, erase that number from your head. And Michelle Fuller, 292, Steve, 199, as if he's been counting. Okay, it's very specific. Suzanne, 225, well done. Suzanne is still here with me. And Janelle, yes, 312, nice and early in Australia. There you go, guys. Are you ready? Let's bring on the ab. The abs don't lie, hips don't lie. Here we go. So let's see if the stitch count actually reflects my stitches today. Here we go. Saga, do your work. Here. Oh, 194. That looks realistic. It's not like 494. It's 194. That sounds doable. That sounds doable. So who have we? Who are the winners tonight? The lowest number is probably the winner. Oh, Steve, 199. It's very, very close. Anyone closer? Anyone within the 100-something range? Steve, I knew it. I told you. He's been counting secretly every stitch I make. He just put a little, you know, line on his paper there. Okay, so here we go. Tonight's winner is Steve. Round of applause for Steve. Yeah. Betty, what is your number? And Betty, you can try again tomorrow, okay? Every night we have a new winner here. It could be you tomorrow. Betty 333. Oh, God bless you. Yes. So tonight's winner is Steve, and you know by now we have you know, if you win, you get the respect and admiration from all the stitchers out here from all over the world, and also our lovely emoji spread as well. So look at this, Steve, he's the winner. He's offering himself some hot chili there. Yes. And Sarah is offering some chili as well. It's become a trend. And Jamie has offered some ice drinks. And Andrea, that's a nice spread. Very Madonna. Yes, super size tonight. And Suzanne, round of applause. Suzanne, can you offer something that's edible, please? And Michelle Fuller, tacos, cuisines from all over the world, and with some sweets as well from Ari. And Sarah, as usual, very generous spread there. And Betty as well. Madonna's is the theme tonight. And Tracy is offering something alternative. There's some pies and some noodles. Oh, I like that. And there you go. And Suzanne as well. And I'm not sure the kitty is edible, but yeah, it's nice, comforting to have that. So Steve, it's your glorious night, and I share the victory with you, and the buffet as well, and digging everyone. The buffet is for everyone. So thank you for joining me here today, and particularly if you're in Europe, really well done. So from the sleepy London town, it's 3 minutes past midnight. Yogi signing out. Night night. And tomorrow is Stitch Anything You Want Day, just like every other day. And I'll see you here and with your favorite project. And we'll hang out and chat. Night night, everyone. Night. Good night, everyone.